Jai Guruji Maharaj, Shukranaguruji Maharaj. With folded hands and gratitude in my heart, I bow to the lotus feet of a beloved Guruji. With his divine grace and due permission, let us immerse ourselves in the nectar of the holy Shivapurāna. Let's begin reading the Shivapurāna Vidyeśvara Śamhita, Chapter 2, Answers to the Doubts. This is day 9 of the audiobook. Chapter 2, Answers clarifying the doubts of the sages. Sut said, O saintly men, the question that you put me is very pertinent. Prompted by my love towards you all, I shall, remembering my preceptor, the benefactor of the three worlds, tell you everything. All of you listen attentively. The entire essence of Vedanta is contained in the excellent Shivpuran. It dispels all sins. It affords the attainment of the highest truth, Brahma, hereafter. O Brahmins, the great glory of Shiv that destroys the sin of the Kali age unfolds itself in the Puran and yields the fruits of the four varieties, Dharma, Arth, Kam and Moksha. By the single-minded study of that most excellent Shivpuran, excellent Brahmins will attain salvation. It is only as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world that Brahmahatya, the sin of slaying a Brahmin and other sins, display themselves. It is only as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world that the evil portents of Kali fearlessly roam about. It is only as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world that the different sacred texts clash together in disputation. It is difficult even to great men to comprehend Shiv's features as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world. The cruel attendants of Yam roam about fearlessly as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world. All the other Purans roar loudly on the earth as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world. All the holy centers enter into mutual wrangles and disputes on the earth as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world. All the mantras rejoice in mutual disputes as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world. All the sectors of pilgrimage engage themselves in mutual disputes as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world. All the altars and pedestals engage themselves in mutual disputes as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world. All the gifts engage themselves in disputes as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world. All those gods engage themselves in mutual disputes as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world. All the philosophical tenets engage themselves in mutual disputes as long as the Shivpuran has not risen high in the world. O foremost among Brahmanical sages, I cannot adequately describe the fruit accruing from reciting and listening to this Shivpuran. Even then, O sinless ones, I shall succinctly describe its greatness as narrated to me by Vyas. Please listen attentively. He who reads a single stanza or even half of it piously becomes free from sin instantaneously. He who reads every day as much of Shivpuran as he can with devotion and alertness is called Jivan Mukt, a living liberated soul. He who continues to worship this Shivpuran daily derives the fruit of horse sacrifice undoubtedly. He who, with the craving for an ordinary position in life, listens to Shivpuran, even from a person other than me, is freed from sin. He who bows near this Shivpuran derives undoubtedly the fruit of adoration of all the gods. Please listen to the meritorious benefit that accrues to the man who copies Shivpuran and gives the manuscript to the devotees of Shiv. He will have that benefit very difficult to attain in the world as that of the study of Shastras, sacred lore, and of commenting on the Vedas. He who observes fast on the Chaturdashi, 14th day in the lunar fortnight, and conducts discourses and comments on the Shivpuran in the assembly of the devotees of Shiv is the most excellent of all. He shall derive the benefit of the repetition of Gayatri syllable by syllable. He will enjoy all worldly pleasures here and attain salvation hereafter. I shall tell you the benefit derived by him who reads or listens to this after observing fast on the Chaturdashi day by keeping awake in the night. This is the truth, undoubtedly the truth, that he will get the benefit derived by the man who makes gifts of wealth equal in weight to himself to Brahmins with Vyasas at their head at the complete eclipse of the sun, many a time in all holy centers, Kurukshetra, etc. Indra and other devas wait eagerly for the directives of the man who chants day and night the verses of the Shivpuran. These sacred rites performed by the man who regularly reads or listens to the Shivpuran are effective millions of times more than usual. He who reads the Rudra Samhita portion of Shivpuran with pure and concentrated mind becomes a purified soul within 3 days, even though he might have killed a Brahmin. He who reads the Rudra Samhita 3 times a day near the image of Bhairava, refraining from useless talk, shall get all cherished desires fulfilled. If a slayer of Brahmins circumambulates the trees of Vat and Bilva, reciting the verses from Rudra Samhita, he will become purified of the sin of Brahmin slaughter. The Kailash Samhita is even greater than that. It is of Vedic status and stature. The meaning of Pranav, the sacred syllable Om, is amplified in it. O Brahmins, Lord Shiv knows the greatness of Kailash Samhita in its entirety. Vyas knows half of it, and I a moiety of the same. A part of it I shall tell you, since it is impossible to say everything. On comprehending it, people attain purity of their minds instantaneously. O Brahmins, seeking for it ever and anon, I do not see a sin that cannot be quelled by Rudra Samhita. Drinking that nectar prepared by Lord Shiv after churning the ocean of the Upanishads, a class of Vedic literature, and handed over to Kumar, Lord Kartikeya, the devotee shall become immortal. The person intending to perform expiatory rites for the sins of Brahmahatya, etc., should read that Samhita for a month. He shall be freed of that sin. By a single recital, that Samhita destroys the sin originating from the acceptance of monetary gifts from defiled persons, partaking of defiled food, and indulging in foul talks. The benefit derived by a person who reads that Samhita in the grove of Bilva trees in a temple of Shiv is beyond description in words. If a person reads that Samhita with devotion at the time of performing Shraddha and feeding the Brahmins, all his Pitras means attain the great region of Shiv. The devotee who observes fast on the Chaturdashi day and reads that Samhita under the Bilva tree is directly identified with Shiv and is worshipped by the gods. The other Samhitas are no doubt the bestowers of the benefit of fulfilling all cherished desires. These 2 Samhitas are particularly excellent as they are full of divine sports and divine knowledge. Such is the Shivpuran, extolled on par with the Vedas, created by Lord Shiv himself at first and commensurate with the Supreme Brahman. Originally, the Shivpuran was of very enormous size, consisting of 12 sacred Samhitas. First, Vidyeśvara, second, Rudra, third, Vinayak, fourth, Omika, fifth, Matri, sixth, Rudrekadasha, seventh, Kailash, eighth, Shatrudrika, ninth, Sahasrakoti Rudra, 10th, Koti Rudra, 11th, Vayavya, and 12th, Dharm Sangya. O Brahmins, I shall mention the number of verses in those Samhitas. Please listen with due attention. The first Samhita of Vidyeśvara consisted of 10,000 verses. The Rudra, Vinayak, Omika, and Matra Samhitas consisted of 8,000 verses each. O Brahmins, the Rudrekadash Samhita consisted of 13,000 verses, the Kailash Samhita of 6,000 verses, and the Shatrudra of 3,000 verses. The Koti Rudra Samhita consisted of 9,000 verses, the Sahasrakoti Rudra Samhita of 11,000 verses. The Vayavya Samhita consisted of 4,000 verses and the Dharma Samhita of 12,000 verses. Thus, the whole Shivpuran contained 100,000 verses. That has been condensed by Vyas to 24,000 verses, that is to about a fourth of the original Puran, and he retained 7 Samhitas. The Puranic lore at the time of the first creation as conceived by Shiv contained 1,000,000,100 crores verses. In the Kirat age, Dwaipan and others condensed it into 400,000 verses, which in the beginning of Dwapar age was separated into 18 different Purans. Of these, the Shiv-Puran contains 24,000 verses with 7 Samhitas, and the Puran is on a par with the Vedas in excellence. The first Samhita is called Vidyeśvara, the second Rudra, the third Shatrudra, and the fourth Koti Rudra. The fifth is Omi of Uma, the sixth Kailash, and the seventh Vayavya. These are the 7 Samhitas. Thus, the divine Shiv-Puran with its 7 Samhitas stands on a par with the Vedas, according salvation more than anything else. He who reads this Shiv-Puran complete with the 7 Samhitas devotedly is a living liberated soul. Hundreds of other sacred texts as the Vedas, Smritis, Puranas, Itihasas and Agamas do not merit even a 16th of this Shiv-Puran. Shiv-Puran is first expounded by Shiv and then condensed by Vyas, a devotee of Shiv. It is pure and brief, and as such it renders help to all living beings. As a queller of the threefold calamities, physical, extraneous and divine, it is unrivaled. It bestows welfare upon the good. Undeceptive virtue is extolled herein. It is, in the main, of the nature of Vedantic wisdom. It contains mantras and 3 aims of life, and the thing knowable by wise men of unprejudiced mind. The Shiv-Puran is best among the Puranas, extolling the great being that glows in Vedanta and the Vedas. He who reads and listens to it with devotion becomes a favorite of Shiv and attains the supreme position here and hereafter. With this, I would like to conclude today's chapter. First and foremost, I would like to seek forgiveness from our beloved Guruji for the mistakes in the narration of this holy Shiv-Puran. I would also like to seek forgiveness from each and every one of you for the same, and would like to invite you to the reading of next divine chapter from the holy Shiv-Puran. Thank you, Guruji, for everything. Thank you each and every one of you.